Hey, we were just talking about outfits, and I'm getting ready to do an event, and I wanted something green, and then we were just talking. So thank you for joining us. With us now is Joelys Leidner, and she is with VLPlus. She owns her own staffing agency, and we're going to be talking to her about that. So hey, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good,
Thanks for
good.
having me.
You know, it's so funny because sometimes I'm talking and I'm so engrossed in everything, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, showtime, let's go. So tell us about your staffing company.
So we're a full service staffing company. We do temporary, permanent, temp to perm in all industries. And we're just out there trying to help people get the right job and trying to help the clients find the right staff.
Now, how did you realize that you were good at this, that you were good at putting people together and seeing a need and putting a job together and helping people get employed?
Well, I started in corporate HR and got my background there, and then I went to the staffing company side, and I just realized I've always been, it's kind of like matchmaking. I was always good at matching people together, so I match people to jobs. So I'm very good at getting a company and staffing everything in the company, from their administrative to their senior level positions. So it's just something I'm good at, and it's just a knack that you have when.
Yeah, and you're good at retaining clients. I know that some companies have been with you for a long time, and so each time they need to employ somebody, they're just calling you saying, hey, now we have a need for this.
Yes. So, right, when I started way back in the business, and I've been at a couple of companies, and now I'm at my own, and I have the same clients since the day one in this business. So it's nice, and you become close with them, you know what they're looking for. So that's a big benefit to the candidates that are looking for work, because if I think they're a good fit for one of my clients, I can get them in and call the client, and it's a benefit for the client and the candidate.
Now, do you train the people, like if somebody hasn't been on a job interview in a long time and they come to you and they say, hey, I'm looking for work, do you offer them some special classes? Do you consult with them to tell them like what to wear, how to be prepared?
Well, when they come to me, yes, I do sit with them. I go over their resume. We make changes to the resume. I tell them if they're not dressed appropriately with me, I make sure I go over how to dress appropriately. I tell them how to speak and things to say and not to say on an interview. So yes, that's why it's very important when they come in and have a personal interview, we can go over all that.
The economy was so bad when I started this show back in 2008. I mean, people were losing their jobs, people were being downsized, the economy was terrible, and people were looking for work. Do you also find value when you're looking at somebody's resume where you say, okay, well, maybe they've been doing this, like maybe they've been selling cars for 15 years, but you take that skill set and then you can transition them into something else that they might be good at? Do you help them do that?
Yes, sometimes we find by talking together and seeing what they did at a specific job, their skills could transfer into a different type of job. And if they just change their title and market themselves differently, they can translate that to a different career. So it's just a matter of tweaking it and how they present themselves.
And can you share with us a success story? Talk us through like what the situation was and how it felt when you got somebody that really deserved a job.
Well, I know there was a high-level person at one point that got laid off, and I had a lower-level job that was in a similar industry, and the person was laid off, so they weren't working, and I asked them if they would start as a temp in this company, and it was at a very low level, and they said, well, I'm not working, and it was close to their house, and so they took the temp job, and what happened was the company loved them so much, they ended up creating a senior-level position for that person. And they were very happy and got the salary they were making before.
That's fantastic. So you're creative. You're very creative at taking somebody's situation or even taking the needs of an employer and matching it all up, like you said, matchmaking.
Yes.
Okay. And how can people reach you, Jolie?
They can reach me at my website is www.vlplusnyc.com, or they could, and then they'll find the phone numbers, and the email is Joely, Joely, at VLPlusNYC.com.
Excellent. And you have two locations. You help people in
Yes.
Long Island as well as Manhattan.
Yes, we're all over the tri-state area and every different opportunity, job opportunity, all levels.
It's nice. And it's, sometimes so many people are doing it all online, and it's nice to have a person that you're actually dealing with. So I think that your customer service in that regard is so important, so that you're not just a resume that's like floating around out in the digital space. So
Right. We try, and we tell people to follow up with us. Also, we welcome them calling us and following up and keeping in touch. And I have the same people that I've in touch with from the beginning of this, starting this career. So
Well, congratulations, and thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thank you.
And I'll see you on the networking circle.
That's right.
Yeah, we're always having fun in the city.
That's
so
right.
Stay tuned for more on Live It Up. We've been visiting with HR specialist and guru, Jolie. All right, thanks for watching Live It Up.